Welcome back. Today I'm going to be covering my first ever experience shopping on the RealReal with the intention of selling these items on Poshmark. So if you want to check out how my experience was on the RealReal and want to find out a few items that I decided to pick up, definitely keep on watching. For those of you who might be new here, thanks so much for checking this video out. I'm a full-time working mom, and in my spare time I really love making these videos on fashion, beauty, mommy lifestyle, in addition to my reselling experience on Poshmark. So if those kind of things sound at all interesting to you, please consider checking out my other videos. I've linked them down below, and please also consider subscribing as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the video, and for today again I'm going to be covering my first ever experience shopping on the RealReal. So I shop the RealReal online, however I think they do have some pop-up consignment shops as well, and the RealReal is a luxury consignment service or company where you can buy pre-loved, oftentimes new with tags as well, items for pretty discounted prices, and they authenticate all of their items. So they try to focus a little bit more on the luxury or higher end type of items, and this is really cool as a reseller because these are brands that I just love and I fall in love with, love personally, but just will never really find out thrifting. So if I want to try to resell these items, I need to look to services like the RealReal or other online consignment or thrift stores to find these kind of items. So I'm excited to kind of try it out and see if this works for me. I have not sold anything through consignment to date. I did send in a bunch of pretty designer clothes, to be honest with you, to an online thrift service called swap.com. I don't know if you had any experiences with this company before, but to be quite honest, it was a total fail. So I've not ever done anything like that since then. I sent in a whole huge bag of really pretty good stuff, I thought, and they tracked it. They said they got it on their website, so I was just waiting for them to process everything, which took forever, and they never did. So when I contacted them on multiple occasions now, they said, well, we can't find your items. They said they wanted me to catalog exactly which items I had sent in so they could try to look for it, and basically they kind of were really ignoring my request in terms of tracking down my items. So to be quite honest, I kind of just gave up, and it was just kind of a loss for me, which was totally disappointing, but it just really wasn't worth my effort to keep pursuing it. So that was my failed experience trying to sell things through these type of online consignment or thrift stores. So if you have better experiences, let me know. I know I've had good experience buying from ThredUp. I have not sold through ThredUp, but maybe I should try that as well. Nonetheless, just moving on, I like purchasing from these online thrift stores and hopefully the RealReal consignment as well. So let me share with you what I got. So I went online and just kind of wanted to check out some of these cool brands that I always have my eye on and brands I love personally. So I found a few things. It's not a huge haul, but I want to share with you what I picked up and why. So I'm just going to go and share with you my first items here. So the RealReal experience shopping online was pretty positive, I'll say. They do have a lot of discounts and sales. So these all were marked down below what their normal asking selling price is. And as a reseller, that's the kind of stuff I really need to look for. I have to find them as discounted as possible, especially these higher end items where I think I'm probably gonna have to sit on for a little bit longer than usual. I wanna make sure that my investment at least is a good one, worthwhile. I have to check comps pretty significantly for all of these items as well. So in terms of a pure reselling strategy, in my opinion, this type of reselling or purchasing for reselling isn't really all that worth it if you're looking at it from a purely efficiency type of standpoint. The reason is I just spent so much time having to look up comps. I was nervous about buying things because you're paying quite a bit for these items. For me though, so far, I think it may be worth it because, as I said before, I absolutely love looking at fashion, love shopping, love looking at different items and reading about the materials and the brands. So because this is really a hobby and a sense of enjoyment for me, I don't mind because I love shopping for myself on these sites. So I think doing it for my reselling business as well is also just really enjoyable. So if I'm looking at it from that perspective, this may be worth my time. If you're looking at it from just a pure efficiency reselling perspective, to be honest, I probably don't think this little experiment is going to be worthwhile. So when I went on there, you do have kind of a $25 sign-on credit. So for the first time shopping, I did take advantage of that. And then you go on and just kind of, like a lot of online shopping, just pick through different items. This is consignment though, so really there probably are only 1 or 2 items for that particular style. And the sizes are really variable, just like thrift store shopping. So if you find something you like, you kind of have to move pretty quickly. You put it in your cart and then it only stays in there for a certain period of time before it's taken out. Kind of like a lot of online retailers, you can't reserve an item for all that long. For me, that was a little bit frustrating because I like to put things in my cart and then kind of weed it out at the end, but you really just can't do that. You kind of have to have in your mind what you want before you add it into your cart. Otherwise, you're constantly having to go back and forth and re-adding items. So that was a little frustrating, but I understand, you know, why they do that. The other thing about RealReal is that they unfortunately charge for shipping, and I couldn't find out any way to get free shipping through their normal site. Let me know if you have a code or any other way of doing that. And even though I spent a decent amount on these items, I still had to pay $11.95 for shipping. So that's quite a bit in my opinion. For some reason, it's a pet peeve of mine that I have to pay for shipping when you're buying so much of these items from them. But, you know, that's one of the things to think about. And for me, at least, it was a flat rate shipping for all of these items. I paid one shipping fee, and I could add on several items into the cart. So that's what I did. And then they also charge for tax, which I guess is not surprising these days, but tax in my area, like I said before, is pushing up to 10% or so. So it's quite a bit tacked on as well. So keep that in mind. I will share with you cost of goods as I go through all of these items, just to give you kind of a frame of reference in terms of what I paid for this, but I will have to add on the shipping costs and the tax as well. So definitely keep that in mind. Okay, so the first item I got was this beautiful dress, and I have not seen these items yet. I did unbox the bags that it came in, and it comes in these really nice dust bags. The reason is I'm trying as much as possible to stay as hygienic these days with the pandemic as much as possible, so I try to unbox the cardboard at least downstairs and not really in this area, so that's what I did. But I've not seen these items yet, so I'm excited to check them out. So first is this beautiful dress. It is from Ulla Johnson in a size 2. So let me just show you the tags here. Here's what the Ulla Johnson tag. So it's a very clean line tag there by Ulla Johnson. And I have not yet sold anything from her line, but I really love her style and fabrics, just gorgeous materials. So this is just a beautiful polka dot dress here, as you can see. And this is not new a tag. This, I believe, is just the RealReal tag on here. I just really love the design. I think polka dots are hit or miss, but I really like these neutral kind of polka dots. I think it's kind of a subtle polka dot, which is perfect for, I think, this time of year and also going out. I really love the back zipper detail, as you can see here, with the really fun tassel. So that's really pretty. And then it has a little bit of an asymmetric hemline at the bottom here with some frayed edges. So I thought this was just a beautiful style. I think the sleeveless makes it really nice for this time of year as well. And again, I mentioned it's in a size 2, which I think can do pretty well. I have pretty good luck selling these slightly smaller sizes as well. So let me just see if I can find the fabric content tag, because I can't remember. But yes, this is 100% silk, which is just beautiful. I felt like silk, but I just wanted to make sure. So far, I really like the condition of this. On the RealReal site, they will tell you the condition of the item. So this one in particular said that it was in very good condition, no significant signs of wear. In looking at it, I agree with that. I think there's a little bit of small pulling though on some of these areas, which I'm going to have to disclose. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that. Let me see if I can show it to you. So see, there's a little bit of pulling there. And that's what happens, you know, with these types of fabrics, but, you know, I think that, I don't know if you can see that there, but that's something that I will have to put in my listing. But I don't think it's too significant. Definitely not really noticeable when you're wearing the dress, but I'm really happy with this dress. I think it's just a gorgeous dress, kind of a midi length style. So this particular one, I paid $45, but we'll see how well this does. For a beautiful silk dress from Ulla Johnson, I think may do pretty well. If you're not familiar with Ulla Johnson, I really love her line. It's a line that's based out of New York, and I believe started in the 90s, and she's known for just these beautiful fabrics and classic style of dresses, in particular that I love, but also other types of fashion items too. So I think this is a really good brand to look out for if you're reselling. So I will let you know how well this dress does, but this is one that I was really excited to pick up. And then the next item here I have is another dress, and this is from another fashion line that I also like to resell. I have not sold anything yet, but I'm starting to add some of these items into my closet, and I do personally own some of these as well. So it's from Veronica Beard, and this dress also in a size 2. There's the tag if you're out there looking for it. And Veronica Beard is a line that was started by sisters-in-law, I believe, and started in, I think, the late 2000s. So a relatively new line, but their line is really, really popular, especially in the reselling world as well. Especially their blazers and other items like this, I think will do pretty well. So this is just a very simple type of dress. It's probably like knee length or so, but I really like the style. And it's just a pullover the head style, I believe, but it has pockets, which is always nice, I think, for people. And it has just a single button neck closure here. But I like the design, I like the style. I think this is an excellent condition as well. I think that's how it was listed, where there was no significant signs of wear, which is pretty cool. And this particular one, I believe, is silk as well. Let me just double check here. Yes, 100% silk. So I really like looking for those type of natural fabrics, especially silk. I think in particular on dresses, they do extra well. So I was excited to find this. And this one I picked up for $35, which I think is a pretty good price. We'll see how it does in terms of reselling. And so it's $35, but of course I still need to add on the tax and shipping like I mentioned. But yeah, this was a fun one. I was excited to find this dress. All right, so I just have a couple more items here in this larger bag. Another thing I'll say that's a little bit frustrating shopping on the RealReal is that the purchases come in different shipments, right? So I got 3 different shipments for 4 items. So I understand why, because I believe they probably have different, I guess, shipping centers. So they're coming from different places, especially things like this where they're not having a tons of one particular item. I think they come from different locations where they're shipping them from. But it's a little frustrating, right? Because they came in separate different boxes. So I always have to keep track of which box is coming when. You get multiple shipments. So it's a little bit tough to keep track, let me say that. But that's the other thing that happens when you shop here. And the time it takes to get to you, anywhere from about 1 week to about 2.5 weeks it took for me to get all the items as well, in case you're interested. Okay, so this next item is a beautiful dress, and it's new with tags. And it is called the Julia dress. It's from Seka Set. There is the tag in case you haven't seen this before. So I talk about this brand in some of my other recent retail arbitrage hauls, but I've been really, really loving picking up this brand. And I have a couple items in my closet already from it. And this is, again, in a size 4. This particular style is called Julia. And this line, I believe, is based out of New York, and it really is trying to embody kind of a period, I believe in Paris, where it's between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. So people are getting off of work and getting excited to go out in the evening. I really want to try to embody that excitement, kind of the sense of the unknown and opportunity that the evening will hold. So that's kind of the inspiration for the line. And really, I just love the dresses from this line. So here's a beautiful dress, and I just couldn't pass this one up. So as you can see here, it's just a basic black kind of cocktail looking dress, I think, but it has a mock neckline, which I think is kind of fun, sleeveless, and it has a little bit of an asymmetrical hemline on the bottom here. But what's really fun, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, but it has a cutout in the back, and that's what's really cool about it. So in the back, there's this huge cutout. You can see that, but that's really, really fun, I think. So I don't think this is going to photograph well for me, at least, because I photograph things on flat lay. That's the only problem with this kind of style. But I think this will do well. This is in amazing condition, of course, because it's new. So there are a lot of new with tag items. So sometimes I try to search for those, depending on the style, because I think that may do a little better. The retail price on this is $395 on the tag, and it's a gorgeous tag, which is cool too. What I mean by gorgeous is that it's not really, you know, ripped up or have a lot of markings or stains on it. Sometimes that happens, of course, if people are buying them at a discount. But this tag is really pristine, which is extra nice. But this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous dress. So I'm excited to get this listed. I think this is perfect for going out, especially this time of year, just because of a really cool open back, and it's a little bit of a shorter style. So this particular dress I paid $46 for, which I think is pretty good for this dress, especially new at tag. So I hope that this will do pretty well. I'm excited about this one. And then I just have one final item to share with you guys, and I was so excited. In fact, this is the item that I found first, and that's kind of what inspired me to add these other items to my cart because I wanted to purchase this one most. So this is a beautiful blazer from Veronica Beard, and I mentioned earlier that I really love looking at blazers from the line. I do own one of them, but I would like to add more to my collection. But this one I bought to resell just because it's not quite my size. But here's the tag again in a size 2, and as you can see, it's new a tag as well. So this tag, like I mentioned on the last one, to be honest, is not as pristine as the other one. So as you can see here, this lapel blazer, I believe, was probably purchased, yes, from Nordstrom. There's a little Nordstrom tag on the back. But see how the tag is kind of marked up because whoever purchased this got it at a discount, which I understand, of course. But in terms of reselling, of course, it's not as nice to have this kind of tag as a totally clean one. But it is still new tags, of course. So it's brand new. It's pristine condition, which is great. And it comes with an extra, I believe, button. And the style here is the clay shawl lapel boy blazer in the color green and a size 2, like I mentioned. So let me just check out the condition here, but it's new at tag, so it should be in pristine condition, and that's at least how it was labeled. So, and I think it is. It looks to be, because it's the boy blazer style, it looks to be a little oversized, which is kind of fun, and that's what I liked about it. So this is just an open shawl collar. There's no closure there, it just kind of hangs open. I really like the sleeve detail, and a lot of their blazers have these kind of fun ruched details with some buttons, as you can see here. So I thought that was kind of fun. And it does have pockets, which probably are functional. They're stitched down. And I don't always like to open these because I like the kind of clean lines of them. But there are some pocket details, at least I'll say. But yes, this is a beautiful blazer. I was so excited to find this one and see how the blazers do. I may be tempted to hang on to this one, so we will see. But yeah, I was happy about this. This is the first thing I found on there, like I mentioned. And it retails for $595. And I ended up paying $100 for this one. Again, it's new at tag. I knew I'd have to pay up a little bit for it. $100, of course, not including my extra fees that I mentioned earlier. So we will see how this one does. But I think their blazers sell for pretty good money, I'll say. So yeah, I was excited to find this particular item. Okay, so that does it. So it's just a very mini haul here that I went over today, but I thought you might be interested just in hearing kind of my early experiences shopping on the RealReal. The main question is, can I really resell these items for a profit? So we will see how that goes. I will update you in a future video about how these experiences go, but I'm excited to try them out. Like I said before, I personally like these brands, so I'm excited to see how they do from a reselling perspective, and I hope to find these different ways of sourcing my closet as well, just to be a little bit different in addition to the fact that personally, at least, I have not been out thrifting since this pandemic started. I wanted to find other ways and creative ways to source my closet. So let's see how the RealReal does. If you have any good experiences or bad experiences on the RealReal, please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I will plan to see you again in my next video. Bye!